I often like to say in Moara there are three different ways to synthesize findings, and which one you choose really just depends on your needs and the type of review you're working on. I will mention, as always, if you're trying to figure out the best method or the ways in which you can synthesize findings, always start with the agent. We will come right back to the agent in a second, but there are really three different ways. One is with a synthesis report that I'll show you in a second. The other is indeed right here with the agent. That has obviously the context of your library, no matter how big or how small, has all of your papers included. And the last one is, so from kind of least to most, almost manual and direct review related. The last one is actually pouring through enrichment columns, again, a little bit manually and going through notes. I'll mention the first one here. If you jump into your tools section, I'll collapse the agent for the moment. Jump into your tools section. You can see I've already pinned tools. Let me actually exit out of these so you can quickly see the process of pinning tools. Let's say I want screening just as an illustration and synthesis report. I'll jump into synthesis report, and as I'll show here, all you have to do is click run report. So I timed this. That was about 10 seconds. But if you have a library with 100 papers, full disclosure, it might be something more like 20 or 30 seconds. But what you end up with is very, very simple. Top methodologies, bullet points. Top findings, bullet points. Top gaps in literature, bullet points. Each one of them has in-text citations included. As we can see, 5 this section, all 7 papers in my library are included in this section. So that is the first, really most straightforward way to go about, you might call it evidence synthesis, let's just call it synthesizing findings. Next way is to head back to your library, or really anywhere on the site you can do this, but I think it's most helpful in the library. And within your agent here, you can ask all sorts of almost synthesis-related questions. So you might say something like, what are the common themes across my library? Pretty straightforward. You might say also, if you're looking to specify, everyone knows how obviously these chat engines work, give me just 3 concise bullet points. So, what we used to call library chat, now we call more agent. Obviously, a really clear way to do synthesize findings, knowing that it's got your library and all the metadata you've put into your library on each paper. Let me collapse the agent for a second and go to enrichments. So we know there are 65 different enrichment menu items you can select from. You can also generate custom enrichments, custom columns or fields. In this case, I'm going to go ahead and pick main findings. Here I've got the video app bar in my way. Let's click main findings, and as we can see, they run here. I know with my reviews, especially when I'm working with, say, 30 papers, somewhere around there, this is my primary mechanism for synthesis. I really like to get a handle on the main findings of a paper according to whatever data we have, full text or title abstract. And I am very often just kind of sitting here, scrolling through main findings column, and then obviously doing a bit of screening. So I might scroll over, I might scroll over and mark different priority levels, or I'm just taking notes on a different page, or for that matter, I'm going into my agent and saying, help me consolidate these notes as I read. Tough to type whenever you're filming yourself. Help me consolidate these notes as I read through the main findings column. So actually, that's another way in which there's so many different things you can do with this agent. That's another way in which you can use it. I'm noticing that most are focused on XYZ and less focused on ABC as I anticipated. The next one might be, surprising amount of this methodology, whatever. So the point is, you're sort of manually pouring through this. And what I do like about this method, you're coming up with your own conclusions. You're coming up with your own ideas. And so those are the 3 main ways. Totally up to you which one you pick. Again, feel free to lean on that agent to make a decision. And please let us know any thoughts for additional ways you can tackle this also.